The story begins deep in the forest, where a group of elite ninjas silently make their way toward a heavily guarded fortress. At the front of the group stands their leader, Master Mojo. As they approach, Mojo gives the signal. Stealth only, no one must be seen. But suddenly, your warriors erupt from beneath the ground. It's an ambush. The ninjas fall one by one. Inside the fortress resides Master Yama, an old rival of Mojo. Their conflict has lasted for years, each determined to prove their clan is the most powerful in all of Japan. As the battle intensifies, Yama's son, Heibi, suddenly appears. And when his brother Jiro sees him, he smirks. Mojo has walked straight into a trap. But strangely, Mojo doesn't retreat. He simply waits. Moments later, a violent sandstorm engulfs the battlefield. Visibility drops to zero. Then, the gates of the fortress shatter open. A mysterious warrior steps through. It's Momon, the legendary ninja. Fearless and silent, he walks straight through the chaos and tells Mojo the mission is complete. The gates are open. Impressed, Mojo offers him 100 gold coins to kill Jiro, Yama's son. Momon, greedy for gold, accepts without hesitation and re-enters the fight. What follows is stunning. Momon doesn't even use a sword. With godlike speed and hand-to-hand combat skills, he dodges every strike with ease. But Master Yama halts the chaos. He proposes a solution, a one-on-one duel to the death. Momon will fight for Mojo's clan. Jiro will defend his family's honor. Heibi pleads with Jiro to back down. He knows Momon is too powerful, but Jiro refuses. The duel begins. Momon taunts him, holding his blade inches away. Jiro tries to flee, but the surrounding ninjas push him back into the ring. In a brutal instant, Momon drives his blade into Jiro's stomach, ending the fight. Heibi is devastated. His brother has died before his eyes. In a blind rage, he attacks Momon. But just as the clash reignites, a bell rings in the distance. A national emergency. All ninja clans are summoned immediately. Fighting must stop. Strangely, Yama doesn't mourn his son's death. Cold and emotionless, he simply says, "The weak deserve to die," and leaves for the emergency summit. The story shifts to a neighboring land, where we meet Saki, a wealthy young man who marries the daughter of Kaku. The story shifts to a neighboring town, where we meet Saki, a wealthy young man married to the daughter of Kaku, a revered samurai leader. Saki, ambitious and ruthless, demands Kaku hand over his army to conquer nearby lands. Kaku, a man of honor, refuses, cursing Saki for endangering innocent lives. Enraged, Saki orders his death. In a breathtaking duel, Kaku showcases his swordsmanship, honed over decades, felling foes with masterful precision. But just as he prepares a finishing blow, a samurai named Daisen, once Kaku's student, betrays him with a devastating strike. Daisen, torn by guilt, mourns his mentor's fall. Oko, Kaku's daughter, consumed by grief, tries to kill Saki in revenge, but he dodges and orders her execution. Daisen intervenes, begging Saki to spare her, arguing she could be useful later. Saki reluctantly agrees and Oko is imprisoned, her spirit unbroken. Meanwhile, the ninja leaders, including Mojo and Yama, gather in a dimly lit hall. They learn of Saki's treachery. He's killed Kaku and now seeks war against the ninjas. Fear ripples through the room. The samurai are a formidable force, clad in heavy armor and disciplined to perfection. For the first time, the ninja clans unite, ordering their warriors to prepare for battle. Far from the meeting, Momon slips away to a small wooden cabin deep in the forest. There he meets Rin, a beautiful woman he kidnapped during a mission. Orphaned and alone, Rin has captured Momon's heart. He promises to gather 1,000 gold coins to marry her and give her a better life. Rin, longing for peace, agrees, though she dreads Momon's violent world. Their quiet moment is shattered when a wounded ninja stumbles in, gasping that Heibi, Yama's son, attacked him and plans to join the samurai. Yama, hearing this later, is thunderstruck, his own son, a traitor. Heibi surrenders to Saki, now the samurai leader after Kaku's death. Driven by Jiro's murder and Yama's coldness, Heibi betrays the ninjas, revealing their secrets, hidden traps, weak defenses, and ambush tactics. Saki, initially wary, trusts Hebe after hearing his story. Even Daisen shares insights on ninja vulnerabilities, bolstering Saki's confidence. Saki orders his army to prepare for war, but the samurai devise a shocking plan. They meet the ninja leaders and propose building a military fortress on ninja lands, claiming it's for peace. They offer thousands of gold coins as payment. Moju and Yama, blinded by greed, refuse at first, fearing the fortress would let samurai breach their defenses. But the lure of wealth proves too strong, and they agree. When the ninjas learn they'll earn 150 gold coins a day building the fortress, they're ecstatic. Even Momon, dreaming of his future with Rin, joins the effort, unaware they're constructing their enemy's stronghold. Days later, Momon finishes his work, hands his earnings to Rin, and vows to marry her soon. As they walk through the forest, they see young ninjas training with swords, one gravely injured. Rin, compassionate, wants to help, but Momon stops her, saying it's the brutal way of ninja training. Rin, appalled, calls the ninjas heartless and urges Momon to become a samurai, to fight for justice. Torn between his love for Rin and loyalty to the ninjas, Momon hesitates. After weeks, the fortress is complete. A samurai tells Moju to take his men and leave. Their job is done. But the ninjas reveal a sinister plot. They've rigged the fortress with explosives. In a fiery explosion, it crumbles, killing hundreds of samurai. The ninjas, cunning and ruthless, have outwitted their foes. Saki, humiliated, vows revenge and rallies his armies. Daisen warns that fighting ninjas on their turf is suicide. Their traps are deadly and endless. But Saki, overconfident, ignores him. Moju orders his ninjas to guard the borders, expecting a samurai attack. Momon, however, demands payment to fight, and many ninjas refuse to join the war without gold. Yama warns that without unity, the samurai will slaughter them all. Reluctantly, the ninjas prepare. When Momon tells Rin of the impending battle, she's distraught, hating the violence and yearning for peace. Desperate to stop the war before it consumes everything, Momon resolves to act alone. Under the cover of night, he slips away from Rin's pleading gaze and moves like a shadow towards Saki's stronghold. The samurai camp is alive with torches and the clatter of armor. But Momon is a ghost, unseen and unheard. He scales the outer walls, his fingers finding cracks in the stone, and drops into the heart of the enemy's lair. Guards patrol the corridors, their spears gleaming, but Momon is faster. In a blur, he dispatches them, silently snapping necks, disarming blades, and vanishing before their bodies hit the ground. He finds Saki in a war room, maps sprawled before him. Momon's voice cuts through the silence. "End this war, or I'll end you." Saki, startled, calls for his guards, but they're already dead, strewn across the floor. Momon's eyes burn with menace as he warns Saki one last time before melting into the darkness. His mission takes him to the camp's prison, where he finds Hebe, chained and guarded. Momon sneers. This is the fate of traitors who turn on the ninjas. Hebe, his face twisted with rage, spits back, cursing Momon for Jiro's death. Their confrontation is cut short when Momon notices Oko, Kaku's daughter, in a nearby cell, her eyes fierce despite her chains. She recognizes Momon's skill and tells him her story, how Saki murdered her father and destroyed her family. With a trembling voice, she offers him a rare, ancient vase, its value exceeding 10,000 gold coins, to kill Saki and avenge her father. Momon, ever driven by wealth, accepts the vase without a word. But as he turns to leave, Oko's resolve crumbles. Believing her vengeance is assured, she takes her own life with a hidden blade, her blood pooling on the cell floor. Momon, unshaken, slips away, the vase clutched tightly. Daisen, arriving too late, finds Oko's body and questions Hebe. Hebe recounts Momon's visit in the deal with Oko, revealing the ninja's audacity. Daisen, awestruck by Momon's ability to breach their defenses unnoticed, rushes to Saki, urging caution. The ninjas are shadows, they'll outwit us if we underestimate them, he warns. Saki, brash and defiant, laughs off the threat, boasting that the samurai's strength is unmatched. Daisen, frustrated, berates him publicly, calling him reckless. Saki's bravado falters. He collapses in tears, humiliated by his failures and lack of respect. Yet Daisen, moved by Saki's raw courage, vows to stand by him, rallying the samurai for the coming war. Hebe, fueled by his hatred for Momon, feels a surge of hope. He'll finally have his revenge. Back in the forest, Momon meets Rin, the vase gleaming in his hands. He urges her to flee with him to a distant city where the vase's wealth will buy them a new life and marriage. Rin, torn, hesitates. She despises the bloodshed and begs Momon to fight for the ninjas, to save them from destruction. Her words pierce his heart. For the first time, Momon's greed wavers. He agrees, driven by love, but with a plan. He rallies the scattered ninjas, holding the vase aloft and promising 5,000 gold coins to whoever kills Saki. The ninjas, their eyes gleaming with avarice, roar in approval. Gold is their god, and they'll fight to claim it. Momon entrusts the vase to Rin and leads thousands of warriors back to the ninja lands, their footsteps thundering through the night. The final battle erupts at dawn, where the ninja borders meet the samurai's advancing army, led by Saki and bolstered by Hibi's knowledge. Moju positions his men on high cliffs, ready to rain arrows from above, believing the samurai will attack from the north. Yama buries his ninjas underground, poised for ambushes. But the samurai outmaneuver them, striking from the south with primitive rifles that tear through the ninja ranks. Moju, stunned, searches for Momon, only to learn he's fled with Rin and others, fearing the samurai's might. The ninjas falter, many abandoning their posts, terrified of death. Yama, hidden in the forest, sets a trap, but Hibi betrays him, revealing the underground ninjas to the samurai, who slaughter them with spears, ripping away their disguises. As the ninjas face annihilation, Momon and his army return, a tidal wave of black-clad warriors. He finds Yama, cornered, and declares, "Hibi and the samurai will die today." The ninjas unleash their true power, masters of karate, wielding swords and fireworks that light the battlefield in bursts of flame. Their traps spring to life, pits swallow samurai, ropes snare their horses, and shurikens fly like deadly stars. The samurai, despite their armor, can't match the ninja's cunning. Yama, isolated, pleads with Hibi to save him, but Hibi scorns him. "You never mourned Jiro. You're heartless." A samurai cuts Yama down, ending his reign. Saki, trapped, watches his men fall. A loyal samurai sacrifices himself, dragging Saki from the fray. As Saki flees, Momon appears, leaping to strike. But Daisen, armed with a massive bow, fires a giant arrow. Momon, clad in secret armor, deflects it, charging Daisen. The samurai surround him, but Momon is unstoppable, dodging spears and slashing through ranks with ease. He outwits Daisen with a wooden decoy, closing in for the kill. Daisen parries Momon's knives with his hands, but Momon overpowers him. Just as victory seems certain, Saki's desperate shot, a colossal arrow, strikes Momon, piercing his armor. He falls motionless. The samurai, believing him dead, retreat, their spirits broken. That night, Saki and Daisen regroup, tending to Hibi and the wounded, mourning their defeat. Suddenly, Hibi attacks a soldier, revealing Momon, alive, having dodged the arrow at the last second. Disguised ninjas emerge among the samurai, a deadly surprise. Hibi confronts Momon, accusing ninja leaders of heartless greed. "You're animals obsessed with gold." He challenges Momon to a duel, swords clashing under the stars. Hibi, driven by vengeance for Jiro, fights with fury, his blade a blur. But Momon's skill is unmatched. He dodges every strike, moving like a phantom, and finally disarms Hibi, ending him with a precise blow. Hibi's final words curse the ninjas as beasts driven by coins. Momon, stirred by Hibi's passion, spares Saki, recognizing his honor as a defender of the innocent. Returning to the ninja village, Momon confronts Moju and his lieutenants. A leader greets him, but Momon, enraged, kills him in a flash, accusing them of cruelty. "Thousands of ninjas die for your gold, treated like dogs." The ninjas, furious, surround him. Rin appears, holding the priceless vase, threatening to shatter it if they attack. The ninjas, crazed by greed, fire poisoned arrows, striking her down. Momon rushes to her side, but it's too late. Rin, dying, whispers her love, mourning their unfulfilled dream. Momon, heartbroken, smashes the vase into shards, screaming at the ninjas, "You're heartless animals!" Cradling Rin's body, he vanishes into the forest, a broken man. 2 years later, the ninjas celebrate a false victory, unaware of a samurai ambush. Saki and Daisen strike, killing Moju and crushing the ninja clans. The samurai vow to protect the innocent from their raids, ending the war. A tale of greed, betrayal, and lost love, where honor shines through the darkness. Subscribe for the best summaries every day. See you soon.
Again.